Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect, where in the previous episode we continued with construction over on the western island here, which is our low and medium risk transfer island, so the prisoners from high risk can eventually move over to here to receive better treatment and better amenities, so obviously access to chapel, library, classroom, parole, shop, etc., and including a nice visitation there as well. Although the shop, to be fair, they can't use because they don't have jobs, which means no money, so we might have to alter that in the future. Either way, you can see construction is well underway and indeed complete in most parts. We have security room, a staff room, staff canteen, standard kitchen and prisoner canteen, as well as a little annex here for toilet facilities, and then several of these cells, which are the medium risk cells. I haven't completed them all because my plan is to clone them and then probably do a grading pass, so some of them are slightly higher graded, but we'll have to see when we have time for that, because we have a couple more issues before we tackle that. Let's actually just quickly go to deployment here and realise that I haven't set this to high risk because, well, it should be high risk. That should also be staff only. I made a mistake there. And then all of that. It seems to be on load. That just breaks itself and I don't know why. This should be staff only and so should that bit there. Right, okay, so now that that's sorted, what is the main thing we should look at? Well, it's to do with guards, and as you can see we have staff morale quite low and many staff basically stuck on this ferry dock, and that is suboptimal to say the least. We do have a couple more incidents around here and you can see they are pissed off, and there's only really one solution, that's to sack them. And what I'm going to have to do is go around and check all of those and then sack basically any people that are stuck, because there's no real fix for it. They are simply just stuck on this ferry dock and I don't know what to do. This one, however, is obviously the most prevalent. To be fair, it does see the most traffic, so I would expect it to be. However, we do need to resolve this. So what I'm going to do is go over to our walls and doors and then to demolish walls, and demolish the walls that are there, and then also remove the doors that are in basically either side of these ferry docks. Now, I don't know whether it is just, what am I looking for? Dismantle, there we go. I don't know whether it's just anecdotal or just whatever, just coincidental actually, I guess, that this one is the one that's broke. However, all of the others do seem to have like this open area, open either side of the docks, and they seem to be functioning, whereas this one obviously has this fence here, which I'm also going to remove, demolish walls there, and hopefully that will fix the problem. If that doesn't fix the problem removing all of those, I'm just going to prioritize the removal there. What I'll have to do, and almost certainly what I'll have to do anyway, is remove this ferry dock entirely and then place it back again. As you can see, I'm going through and just removing all of these people that are just completely stuck. Anyone that says pissed off, basically, they've been there for longer than is like appropriate, so sadly they just have to go. Although some of them do seem to be taking a break here, but they are stuck. You can tell they're stuck. They've not been moving, so there's not much I can really do about it. Also, is that a tunnel? There is a tunnel further down there, but also I do need to remove the tunnel bit that is there as well, and we'll prioritize that. So anyway, as you can see, this is completely full. Some of them are sticking on there, and some of them even say patrolling, but yeah, they're not moving at all. So what I'm going to do, I am going to dismantle that thing, and we'll see what happens there. If they then move off, then that's all fine. If they don't, then basically there's nothing I can do about it, and I will sack them and then rehire, which is horrible. There you go. So they've been removed, and yeah, we're going to be escorted. That person is completely stuck, so we'll sack those, and then we'll wait for the rest of it to be removed. That seems to be about right, although those doors, I'm still waiting for its removal, so we'll do that. And apparently that's a tunnel. That could be legitimate, but is unlikely to be. In terms of workers, I'm going to hire some more because, well, we need them. Same as guards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do need another 2 cooks, and I think that's about right. That should be fine. We can see obviously the prisoners are getting searched as they leave here, which is all good, as it should be. That door is still yet to be removed, so I don't know why it's taking so long. It doesn't say anyone's been assigned to it, but there you are. If we go over to, oh, hang on, we have a death here. This is Sean Mitchell, and they are, yes, they should be Supermax, and we'll change them to that. And guard response, we'll just get as many as we can because, well, oh, good grief. So where have they gone now? They are trying to escape here, so let's stop them, although I don't think it's going to happen. You can see that we have a set of keys on them there, and they are extremely deadly, so they're obviously taking out pretty much anyone who they come across, and there's nothing much we can really do about that. And yeah, it looks like they've been finally tased. But that's the issue with removing this bit of fence, that as soon as they see that little bit way out, they will focus that, and that's what we've seen in, well, previous tests as well. Anyway, over here, and we can see that this has now been removed. Let's go over to our objects, right down to the bottom, to the ferry dock, and you can see that we can actually place it pretty much exactly where it was previously. So we'll place it there, and hopefully that will resolve the issue. I'm also going to just keep an eye on here. Oh, they are pissed off, so I think they're going to be stuck as well, and it does seem to be the case, so we'll sack those, sadly, but the others are working. Obviously, many suggestions for possible solutions. The main two solutions are to put some more staff canteens closer to them, but to be fair, we have a staff canteen and kitchen here, staff canteen and staff room here, same up the top here as well, so that's as close as you're really going to get. And this one obviously is only just one ferry journey away, right next to the others here, so that's all fine. However, the other solution, which many suggested, was just to use the stepping stones, and it may come to that. It genuinely may. Good grief, what's going on there? That is a volatile Stephen Warchick, and they have been killed by an armed guard with a shotgun. Yes, they have. Anyway, a couple more guards, so 1, 2, 3, because obviously we fired some more, and sadly some have perished with a fight down the bottom here. But yes, we have, as I said, issues with the ferries, and probably the only long-term solution will be to use the stepping stones or bridges. We could use bridges as well. I really don't want to go down that route, because ferries was the whole idea of this series, to have the islands and with the ferry stuff, and it just, well, sadly, it breaks quite often. But anyway, over to here, we can see that this has now been constructed, which is good. This is going to be our infirmary, which is pretty good. And I'm just going to double check, yes, this kitchen is staffed, which is what we want. Let's go over to our deployment, and that has got 2 people working there. I don't think we really need any more. However, we do need to assign some patrols. So this has, once again, yeah, there we go. We need to assign some patrols. So we've got guards and dog handlers, but we'll go to patrols, and we have a patrol going around the outside of these ones, but not in around here. So what we'll do is, on the internal here, we'll have a standard patrol, which will go along and down and round, and basically follow the contours of this. And that will be I guess we'll go for a guard and a dog handler, like so. We're not going to put an armed guard in this area. That's not something that we want to do, but just a dog handler and an armed guard should suffice. In the yard, we don't need to do that. In the canteen, we probably want I'd say a dog handler. That's probably the way forward. I think what I'll do actually is go there as well. I don't think we want to go all the way around the outside, and then we'll assign the dog handlers like so. In the rest is pretty much okay. I hope we don't need it in parole, but you never know. We'll have to see how we get on there. Going to prioritise the building of this ferry terminal, because otherwise, well, as you can see, to get to there, they have to take 2 ferries, so that's not good. So just prioritising the building on that. Although, as you can see, what happens is it gets assigned and then they end up failing it, and it can be a bit problematic. Anyway, that is now built and the ferry is in, so hopefully they can then use this, and it does seem to be working. See, that person there is on break and they are pissed off. So where are they going? Where are they going? Let's follow them. They are heading down. Oh, they're heading back up now. Is that the right one? There they are there. What's their name? Jax. So they're on there. They cross. And then go in here. And then they're still on break. And now where are they heading? Onto the ferry. To then cross, to then go and sit on that sofa. I fail to understand. That's very strange indeed. So, is there no heating over here? Nope, there is definitely heating. Heating's good. We have the sofa there. Okay, guess I'll place a sofa in here then. See if that fixes the problem. But we have a sofa there, and we've got a wide sofa and 2 sofas there. So I have no idea why that was doing that. Anyway, it seems to be that they're trying to go on breaks, but they're going one side and then heading somewhere else. And why is there a dead body being escorted up here? Oh, that's because that was their designation. Fair enough. Okay, well, it seems to be sort of back into service. I am very reluctant to place like doors around here, but I think I'm going to have to, because otherwise, as you've seen there, people just try to escape out that way, and it's very, very easy for them to do so. So what I'll do is I'll have... I mean, staff doors is just a weak point though, isn't it, really? Well, actually, to be fair, if they get a set of keys, it doesn't really matter. I guess... Staff door there. Staff door there and there, but then we'll have to put fencing in, but I think that might end up breaking it. Do I just risk it? I'm just going to have to risk it. I'll give it a bit of time, because if I put the doors there, you can see when they get off, they go around, and sometimes they don't have the right keys and such, and it seems to be working better without enclosing them, although it is a bit of a security risk. Anyway, I don't want to focus too much on that, because we'll end up spending the whole episode on it. Let's look over here, and we want to have in a, what's it? It'll be a morgue, like so, which is going to be at the back there, followed by an infirmary, which will... Not an infirmary, I-N, in November. And there is the infirmary placed. So we'll go to objects and scroll in and place some medical beds. And I think the medical beds will just go right across there. And, well, to be fair, that's probably going to be okay for now. I don't particularly want to build many more. I mean, I've just bought 2 anyway, so I might as well place them like so. And we also want to have, obviously, morgue slabs, which will go in there. We do need to place in the flooring, so we'll go to flooring, over to our concrete tiles. Concrete tiles will come along like so, and then in here it's going to be the ceramic flooring, followed by another bit of concrete tiling there. And obviously we need to set up the designations for all of those, because the doors should be in, so that would be in our deployment, and this will be access only. And oh dearie me, what's going on there? This also is going to be set to custom sector, which is min and medsec, which is now set. The rest of it will be set as that too, and we should probably do the rest of it like that and that. And these ones are staff only, that is staff only, all of these should be staff only too. And let's see how long it takes for this to completely and utterly break. Okay, over to, it says 1 death there, and I'm just going to look around, not seeing this, but I'm guessing it's going to be up the top. It is up the top there. Ex-law enforcement, Gareth Holt. Fair enough. Let's go over to our intelligence and informants and have a quick look around. There are a legendary prisoner there, so that is Alex, legendary prisoner, yes, so we'll change those over to the super max, and that should be fine. And a couple of cop killers in there. Not seeing anyone targeted, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Oh, there's a couple of unknown traits in there as well. We might activate one of our informants. One thing that was mentioned as well, we can check out our transfers, and we can see that we have, I believe, no prisoners for transfer there, but we have a couple of prisoners motivated to qualify. So in terms of our overall transfers, we can see that we have 1 person already transferred. We've got check out Gullidge there, who is on their own over on this island. Quite a nice place for them to be, I guess, a nice island all by themselves. And then we have obviously other prisoners here who are motivated to qualify but none yet approved, so at least they're wanting to move over, which is excellent. Also, as I pointed out as well, we do have the supermax, but programs past 1, that's the minimum we can have. So none of these, because none of these can pass a program, they'll never be able to transfer. We could turn that off, and then they'll obviously be able to transfer eventually over to this island, and we may go ahead and change the programs. So, for example, run another alcoholics group, but then reschedule that. So it is, instead of being alcoholics group max sec, we can change it to say super max, but then it does have some problems with no teachers existing for some reason, even though they should be able to go across on the boat, but I don't really know. Either way, we'll maybe cross that bridge if and when we come to it. I think I mentioned that before, but there we are. The least of our worries at this stage. We've got a couple of prisoners over here, which obviously legendary, but we do, well, we're able to recruit one as an informant, which is nice. Speaking of the informant, I probably want to, let's say, have a little chat with one of our informants as well. There's another death, which is, oh, is that the dog? That is the dog, murdered by prisoner. What prisoner, though? Probably this one here. Benjamin Shelley. Volatile and deadly, sadly. Right, back over to staff then. Back up, guards is fine. Dog handlers probably need a couple more. I'm going to hire 4 more because we do have, obviously, more patrols set up there as well. Janitors and cooks, I don't think we need to. Workers, we're all sorted. Obviously, we are losing money now, which is a problem, but hopefully more will start to transfer and we'll be able to bring in more into here. Speaking of that, we do have our death row opened up, our max sec opened up, and indeed legendary prisoner, which is currently unavailable. Also, Ed Brindley, we are able to go through the process there over on here and schedule that execution. So, once again, initiate prison-wide lockdown, test the facility. It'll take a little bit of time to initiate the lockdown because obviously prisoners are still going back to their cells. Once that's done, assemble the execution detail and obviously escort the witnesses. Now, hopefully, that will work a little bit better now that the ferries are all in play instead of going around all different places. There is the visitor boat coming in, and I would like the visitors to come in here, but obviously we have got that turned off. If we turned it on, though, would it be better? I really don't think so, because what would probably happen is visitors would come here and then head down this way to go to the visitation on this area, because we've just seen that thing happen previously. It's happened many, many times here. This Ed Brindley, sentenced to 66 years for multiple crimes, including murder, rape, and torture. A couple of murders there, plead guilty. They've pleaded guilty to them all, though. Today's beverage is a nice cup of green tea. You can see our warden has met the prisoner. We're still waiting for the witnesses to be escorted. The boats themselves, obviously, they have a decent capacity, but you know, you can't really compare them to just a connected island or even bridges, because those things, they don't have a set capacity anywhere. So hang on, we've got a guard here who is in need of warmth, and this guard here also is in need of bladder, bowels and warmth as well. Currently pissed off, and they're going to store their food tray in a table. So what table are they going to store it in? They're coming through here, or is that food? Or is that food for the prisoners? It may be food for the prisoners. Yes, it is actually food for the... It could be food for the prisoners, but they've just put it in front of the thing there, and I really don't know why. And the witnesses have, for some reason, now come to this boat. Because of course they have. Oh, dearie me. We may test at some point putting bridges across here, because I think we can see that it's just not working as intended, is it? And some of these are still stuck as well. I have a feeling that it's just going to keep happening. But there you are. 50% escort witnesses to facility. Then obviously we need to escort the prisoner and then go through all that process there. See that we have more prisoners around here as well. None of them who wish to become a confidential informant. And also, by the look of it, a bit of damage there as well. That door's damaged. And this one is in... Basically, we need to open it so they can access that prisoner. Yeah, it seems to be the commands are problematic. Are these guys stuck? These guys are stuck, aren't they? Yeah, it's difficult to tell which ones are stuck. Anyway, authorise prisoner to the facility, which looks to be actually fairly full. We have Brindley's family's victim, Brindley's victim's family. Hang on. Brindley's victim's family, Brindley's victim's family, victim's family, Brindley's mother, victim's family, victim's family, victim's family, Brindley's father. Okay, Ed Brindley, age 40, prisoner number 31764049. Execute. And completed. Dismiss staff. And there we are. And we'll see what the final report was. We've yet to have any executions that have then come up, like evidence has come to light that they are not guilty, which is good. So, mandated execution of Ed Brindley carried out at 5:41 as scheduled by electric chair. Presence of witnesses, 10 grand received. And there you are. And that's Ed. So, let's double check over here and we'll see if any of these are... Don't say a lot of these are stuck. They're going over there. And then... See, that's now... They're not stuck. They actually went onto that. No, they are now stuck, I think. Whoa! What on earth is going on here? It seems to be not a riot, but I have no idea what's occurred. Loads of prisoners have kicked off and are still fighting. 12 deaths today. Some of them have put their hands up, some of them have been knocked out, some of them have been knocked out plus, and are not getting back up again. Wow. Why on earth that happened, I do not know. Probably to do with instigators and such. No real like run-outs or anything, just a straight-up fight. Okay. Unexpected. And let's see what's happening here. There's the boat. It's pretty much broke, isn't it? Danger levels flying up. Let's see what the deal is. Needs. Okay, there's nothing major there that should force that up. Staff morale's higher than it was, so I'm not too sure why the danger level is going up. Danger level is medium increasing. Unnecessarily searched wouldn't cause that to go up that level. In the cells, that wouldn't force that either. Yeah, it's slowly going down. Alright, okay. Well, that doesn't seem to be fixed. Although, no, the guards seem to have moved off. Seems to be the priorities of the work. Sometimes they go at one side and they go at the other. And I don't know how that's working. Anyway, we'll recruit some informants here. As I said, I might have to eventually just change these over to just straight up. Yes, that person is stuck. Alright. And I think there's another one stuck on there as well. Do I change this to a bridge? See, now that then they're fixed now. They go across. See, some of them are working. Right, anyway, so let's have a quick look at our transfers, which... how many are... 12 prisoners, 14% are motivated to qualify. Obviously, motivation will be down in some regard because of the armed guards that we have. I didn't check our latest intake to see what prisoners we have. I'm going to activate just Dan here, just so we can maybe see if there's anyone with a trait that we should be concerned with. I've activated them, but obviously it may take some time because of the staffing issues there. I'm going to get some more staff. I'm currently on minus 1,220, which is not great. Just waiting for that person to be brought and escorted, and we'll have a little chat. Although they might have been brought elsewhere, so I better check our informants here. It says activate en route. There we go. And no traits that we should really worry about. Right, we'll turn that off. Okay, over to the left-hand side here then, and what I want to do is have a quick look at our water here. Now, we've got this water pipe coming in, and we've seen previously where we had a fire here, and it broke the water connection between the sprinklers, and I don't want the same to happen over here. Now, I don't know what the solution would be. Maybe just doing that, sort of splitting it up just in case, but in my experience that can also cause even more issues because, well, you do something like that and what tends to happen is the water doesn't know which way to flow and then it ends up bricking it, but we'll see how we get on there. Either way, we should take a look also at the transfers, or if anyone wants to transfer. None of them can be approved, so at least we know about that. We should probably receive some more prisoners. Let's go over to intake and to Supermax, and we'll just receive all the Supermax that we can, just because we are needing that cash, and obviously there's no point in it being empty over there. This is all saying that it can't be accessed, but that'll obviously toggle on and off based on the transport ferries there. Just going to keep an eye on that. There's some of them that say need a break. Let me just have a click on that. Oh yeah, and they are actually going to where they can have a break and do that sort of thing. Strangely, we have the sniper there that found it easier to go across a ferry into here rather than go there, but yeah, that's it is what it is. Over to our deployment then, and I want to set up some doctors. How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many doctors do we have? We have 10 doctors. So I've specifically set up most of them, but not all. But at least that's sorted. Over to our grading as well, and we can see medium sec grading is 127, max sec is 111, and then grading is 65 for the supermax as well. Min sec, obviously, we haven't yet got. Now, we don't have a common room access, we don't have gym access, so we do need to sort all that out, and we also don't have any jobs for them as well. So we can see we have these two areas built here, so let's go over and go for a wall rusty right across the center. We also want to run an electrical cable, probably just from this side in here into the middle, roughly the middle, you understand, and then that will obviously get all the power to these. Let's go over to rooms and then to the gym. The gymnasium will be up north, and then we'll have the common room down south, and that should be hopefully all sorted. In terms of the yard, we also need to grade that as well. We are going to go with some probably nice flooring. I'm going to say nice flooring, I mean actually green grass, because why not? And then we'll also put in, actually cancel that. What I'll do is put in a running track. So for the inside, probably the internal like that is fine for the grass and that, but then a running track which is no minimum size. We'll have the running track around the outside, and this is obviously going to grade the yard as well. Well, it would have done if I had the cash to do it. We are receiving 11 prisoners, 10 supermax, 1 death row. Speaking of death row, we did have an extra person arrive on death row there. We got Paul Waymark and Ian Speed. Obviously 16 and 37% likelihood of clemency. And the other arrivals will arrive soon. I'm just waiting for the hearse boat to disappear. It'll just take some time, obviously, to transfer from one place to the other. I'm very tempted to get rid of these ferries. I really don't want to do it, but the effort or the problem is just, you know, well, we've seen the problem. Let's turn that supermax off there. Double check informants. There is, as you may expect, some traits around here. Not that we can see them. Tough. See, there's a Supermax, but they're not legendary. It's just what the game has decided as Supermax, whereas over here, Supermax is, you know, most of them are legendary that we transfer over. Anyway, we also have the chapel running there, but we don't have any programs running. That is intentional. I didn't think that running one program would be worth it when they've got access to the facilities that can happily use that themselves. Back over to the running track then, because obviously we didn't get that completed, so we'll do that. And let's go ahead and check out the power issue. Let's sort that out. And we've got the gymnasium and the common room. So both the gym and the common room are in need of some flooring. The gym, it seems to be, well, wooden floor seems to be the right choice, whereas the common room will go with the mosaic because that's what we've had previously. And there we go. Also, concrete tiles will go on the entranceways like so, just for the sake of completeness. We also should have metal detectors in this area here. I'm also going to place them around here, but for now, for the one person that we have, I don't think it's necessary, is it? I don't think it's necessary. Power should be connected. Yeah, I ran some power cable to there, so that's running fine. Okay, good. So we are now on positive daily cash flow. Obviously, the majority of that is from this high-risk max sec area. That made no sense for the max sec area, although the rest of it is high sec. And we want to see then, do we have an informant? I don't want to activate Dan again because it seems to be that we always activate those. So Matt Morgan instead. And we'll see if there are any traits. Ah, yes. So we do have another person targeted. Legendary prisoner, volatile, stalker, snitch and deadly. But they are a snitch. Which actually means that protective custody is what we need to transfer them to. We will turn off Morgan. There we go. Deactivate. Not like a robot or anything, but there you are. And let's go ahead and think about then building up the common room and the gymnasium. So standard procedure for common rooms and such, you know, you put your TVs in, and we do have one TV, so we're going to have a TV either side because, well, we can. And obviously that then will go with, I think, just, do we go sofas or standard chairs? I'm thinking just standard chairs will be sufficient, so it'll be 3, 3 and 3, and then same on the other side, although I'm managing to overscan that. We will have to have, or we can build rather, things like chess and things like that. I think probably we'll have a football table, a table tennis and a snooker table in here. We can have some nice sofas along the edge because why not? And also, I mean, we can have things like, well, not snack machines, but we've got computer stations as well, which actually those would probably fare a little bit better on the outside there. And like that, cancel that, put those in, and then maybe the, where is it, the lovely sofas that we had previously, maybe that. And there we are. And I'll probably put in an arcade cabinet or two as well. Just there and there for now, because I want to see on the grading what the sort of size we need. Over to the gymnasium then. Obviously, a boxing ring is going to have to go in. We could actually place 2 of them in if we really wanted to. 2 boxing rings, and why not? We might as well. We can have water coolers, which that would work, but quite frankly, because of the balance issue, and the balance issue being we don't have any balance, or at least not much positive, we can't do that. Anyway, we have obviously built a lot of that, so grading should have gone up quite a considerable amount. Let me just check our, where it'll be, logistics and minsec grading. That is now 154, so the grading has gone up. And if we check over at the grading, we can see room quality. The yard is currently graded at 4 out of 10. The common room, which is not yet finished because we haven't got a pool table, or table football or whatever, that's another +1. Computer stations are in. We don't have CCTV, so that's no negative. We don't have a radio or a chess table or snack machines. We're not going to have a snack machine, but I think we probably will have a chess table, which will go in there and there. And what we can do is obviously put some chairs either side like so. And then what else did it say? Oh, it was a radio. So, I mean, a radio, we can just literally put like a couple of radios in here if we really wanted to. put a couple of radios either side so you can either listen to the radio or watch some TV, and then that should be alright. This requires weights bench and a gym mat, so let's go ahead and do that. We've got the money now from early release, so that's good. So gym mats, I'm probably just going to place a couple of rows in front of the boxing rings. And then it also said some weights benches. So weights bench, what we'll do is have a couple up the top here, so like that. And then in between, we're obviously going to put the gym, the dumbbell racks. I think a fan, it says improves the grade, so we'll put a fan on each corner of the room there. And punch bags, we can also put a couple of punch bags in if need be. And let's just double check the grading of that also. Logistics, room quality, currently 0. It says it requires, or would benefit from outdoor windows. Well, that's possible as well. Let's go ahead and place in windows. So I guess we'll place them, well, one there, and then obviously on the other side too, and then we'll unpause and let them crack on. And we also need to do the ads, but I'll do that next episode, because I think we will leave it there. Not the longest one in the world, but basically we've been trying to fix the issues with these ferries. They do still have issues, but I don't know what the solution is other than just remove them and totally forget about the ferries. I am desperately trying to not do that, because the whole idea was to have the transport ferries, and for the most part they are working. However, they have become more of an issue as time goes by, and obviously we knew that there was going to be a bottleneck and a delay with people going from one side to the other. But it is, like I say, working for the most part. Hopefully we can manage with it. If not, then we'll have to think about perhaps just connecting it with pallets or whatever, even bridges. But we will, excuse the pun, cross that bridge if and when we come to it. Either way, we have managed to build more in the low and medium risk area. Got all the patrols set up, got all of the, well, more security things. Obviously infirmaries in there, as well as the yards being increased in terms of rating, common room, gymnasium, etc. And fix some other stuff. And a lot of deaths, which is something that we never want, but I guess that is what it is. Either way, we will do a shakedown, because we haven't done one in quite some time. Next episode, we'll see how we get on. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed the video on the series thus far. We will continue on with construction over on the left-hand side with the yard and gymnasium, and see if there's anyone to transfer, which doesn't look like there are, but there are 20 prisoners motivated to qualify, 24%. Good. Either way, hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.